I don't know what Shh! Quiet!
Quiet on set.
Thank you.
So, Brian, now that all the Comic-Con announcements are here, was it underwhelming or overwhelming for you?
It's overwhelming, dude.
Is it?
My head hurt. Like, no, more over than anything.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Dude, it's like, it's understandable, right? We haven't had a convention like this in, 2 years? Mm-hmm. Right? So then all of a sudden, this comes back. Everyone's all super excited to go. Anime convention was like freaking, or Anime Expo. Sorry, Weeb convention, That crap.
I prefer the other ones.
LoserCon. It was good to have all that news come out, though. It was very Marvel-centric, though.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
All right, let's get into the show.
Yes, all about CDCC. Woo! At 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California at Undercity Comics. Keep It Up with the Nerds presents issue 107. My name is Brian.
I'm Adam.
Nick.
Renee.
Miguel. Hi.
And welcome to the show.
Hi. Hello. Adam programmed me for today's episode.
I knew it.
I'm here playing.
Bro, I know you have the camera. You know what I really did think about doing before this episode?
What?
I was gonna go on Facebook and actually take Miguel's photos and call him Jacob Hernandez, and then literally just go like an American actor.
It would have sold.
My alias is the Vision, because whenever Adam and I like to roleplay, he asks me to tell him, Mr. Stark. Like, I don't think that's a good idea, Mr. Stark.
He calls me sir.
So please put the lotion down.
Oh no!
So no.
This is the third time today. Please give it a rest.
So
It's a secret, Jarvis.
Sir, you will get chafed.
Guys, we got a long show today.
Yeah, we're shooting for 2 hours.
We're not shooting for 2
5-hour
hours.
episode, guys.
Live stream.
All-nighter.
That's why we got energy drinks,
I heard this was a 3-parter.
It's not a three-parter. No, what came out this week? Ladies and gentlemen, CDC, San Diego Comic-Con happened this weekend.
CDC say something?
CDCC.
I was like, better for disease control?
Why are you calling it CD?
CDCC, San Diego Comic-Con.
No, it's SDCC.
SDCC.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what are you calling it?
SDCC.
You are adding way too many C's.
Wow.
ZYXYWV.
People are just
CQ.
confused now.
BDSM.
San Diego Comic-Con was this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, and there was a ton of news. We're going to be talking about all that, but before we jump into that, go check us out at keepitupwiththenerds.com for all the up-to-date information, and follow us on YouTube and anywhere you get your audio platform or podcasting. On any audio. My God, I cannot speak. Wherever you get your podcasts on any audio platform. Guys, did you know Nick and Renee were on the most recent episode of Our Real Addiction featuring Adam and Miguel, who was not on this last issue, but of course he's going to be on the next one, hopefully. Right, Miguel?
Yes.
I will be there.
Yes, episode 73. But taking over for Miguel was Nick and Renee. Mm-hmm. I had to carefully plan out my words.
Thank you, guys.
There's so many names.
No problem.
I know Adam couldn't program you that week, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, there was an issue with my programming.
He was software updating. He was getting Windows 11.
Sometimes it takes a week or two.
I just thought it was funny because I was looking through
Oh shit!
What?
I knew it.
You fell. Get the time quick. I was like 4:30.
Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded like you tumbled down the stairs.
Quick question: do we need to call 911?
I know.
No, I have Life Alert program with it.
He just got Windows 11 completely bricked a system. That was it. But episode 72 of Our Real Addiction, you guys talked about the MCU, and you also talked about what is that buzzing?
No, it's probably him. Ooh, that's him.
What are you doing?
Miguel?
Me?
Yes.
No, I have nothing. Is it my computer? Probably. I don't know. I have
Did
notification. Oh, let me take off.
Are you
my
messing with any
notifications on my
wires right now?
computer. You know what? You put the red. You put the blue wire.
Sorry,
The
it's
red
the
one.
software. It's in the beta right now.
Okay.
so
Did you drop the lotion on the motherboard or what? Like,
no comment.
I gotta get through this announcement.
I've
Episode
told Adam
72.
so many times.
Go ahead, Brian.
Episode 72. They talked about the MCU. They also talked about Emmy nominations. There. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get on with the show now?
Yes.
Thank you. Miguel, are you going to have any more freakouts behind you anymore?
I'm not planning on it, but
There's
you
a
never know.
dog.
I know
also
there's a
is a
dog
dog.
now.
There's a dog in here.
There was a train when we were recording yesterday, so
Oh, that's
Yeah, I'm by the tracks, so you know.
That makes
you know
sense.
you know how it goes. Y'all can hear. You know the Slauson tracks? No,
Yeah.
is it Slauson?
basically, it's the
Yeah,
project.
right?
I'm just going to say yes.
projects.
It's the project.
All right, so before we move on to the big SDCC announcements, we're going to do some comic strips like we've been doing the last couple of issues, but we're not really going to expand on it because, honestly, that's not the big news, right?
No.
Well, let's go ahead and start. So, big surprise, and it saddens Renee the most because he posted it on our IG.
Yes.
The Choco Taco ice cream has been discontinued.
Mm-hmm.
Moment of silence for the once great ice cream that everyone used to get at the ice cream truck whenever you were at the park. Maybe once or twice. Yeah, no, it was meant for me.
Arms of an angel.
Just a little husky kid in the park sitting on a bench.
Little Adam and little Renee.
Oh my god. All right. July 18th, Dennis Vivu, or however you pronounce his last name, director of Dune and other movies like Arrival, announces that he has begun production on Dune Part 2.
Cool.
So that was announced. Great. Awesome. Logan and Deadpool 2 are now on Disney Plus as of July 22nd. So that means that those three movies are the first rated R movies on the platform.
Yeah.
More to come.
Oof. All right, Disney
Yeah.
getting a little frisky now, huh?
I'm wondering if because there's a setting, right, to
Yeah.
make
I
it
mean-
for mature
Yeah.
mature audiences.
Yeah. You
They
can
added
either
that
you can either put a lock or a pin on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they added that when the Netflix shows went over.
Mm-hmm.
Also, was the Choco Taco, is that official
Yeah,
Comic-Con news?
No.
No.
No?
It was just announced today.
It was announced today.
Was
I
it
thought these
There's
were
an
Comic-Con
icebreaker.
I get it.
Oh, man.
Live action Hercules gets a director in Guy Ritchie.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So
He
they're
did
gonna.
a good job.
guy.
He did a good job with Aladdin, so I'm okay with
Yeah.
it.
So there you go. There's that. For gamers, Discord will be officially supported by Xbox in the
Nice.
coming months.
Cool.
So
Very
that is
nice.
big news
That makes
because
sense.
Xbox Live is pretty dope, but more people are transitioning to PC, so good to hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat sequel is announced. It's moving forward with the original director, but the writer is the writer for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
They picked up that guy.
Fine with me.
All good.
Moon
All
Knight was
good.
fun. Moon Knight was cool.
Moon Knight was good. Mortal Kombat.
I want to see the tournament this time.
Ooh.
Right?
The actual
I wonder
tournament.
if he's gonna like retcon things that just happened in the first movie. He's
Probably.
like, this
Yeah.
doesn't work. The
Kinda have
tattoo,
to.
out of here. You know, whatever. Fine. Lost track of where I was. Oh, last thing. A Quiet Place Day 1 gets an official release date for March 8th, 2024, which will be directed by Michael Sanowski, I think is how you pronounce his last name. And it will not have John Krasinski
attached to it.
and Emily Blunt. Yeah,
Wow.
they're not going to be in there.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, didn't Netflix also show who Yusuke Urameshi was going to be this week
For
for Yu Yu Hakusho?
you know what? That news was kind of announced, but like it was so sporadic, I kind of lost
Because
like the attention for
they
it.
announced Yusuke and Hiei. So-
They
so
released
two
the
of them-
poster for the live action Yu Yu Hakusho on Netflix, but they were supposed to release the actors and actresses that were going to play certain key characters from the show, but then they stopped. I think it was like announced, but they just
They only showed two because
Yeah.
it was the four main characters.
Yes.
and they were going to show Hiei, Kurama, what was it, Kuwabara, and then Yusuke, and then they only showed off Hiei and Yusuke. That was it.
is Yu Yu Hakusho on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I feel like it's somewhere.
You need to. It's on Hulu and it's also on Funimation and also Crunchyroll.
I need to rewatch it because I haven't seen that show in like forever.
I watched it last week.
Is it long?
It's 100 episodes.
Oh, that's not bad for an anime.
No.
Well, that was also like when I think it's like 4 seasons and it's like 24 episodes apiece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's the comic strips bit for today's issue. Anything that stands out to you guys? No, just a sad moment for the Choco Taco being discontinued.
Yeah.
Sad moment.
Call me when the Mississippi Mud gets discontinued.
You know what? The Choco Taco will rise again. So just like the Twinkies did, and just like the Mexican pizza.
Stale shell.
This is a.
When you bite
Wait,
into it.
have you ever had a Mississippi Mud?
No. Oh,
It's a-
yes.
What is it?
It's an ice cream sandwich with Rocky Road in the middle.
Have you ever had it? It's it.
Oh my God.
Where
It's
do we
It.
get those? Where do we obtain those?
The Mississippi Muds or
You ever had it? It's
Yeah.
it.
It's are great.
It's are
It's
so
so good.
good.
Mississippi Muds, you get them at I've only found them at an ice cream truck. That's
Oh man, I was.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what those are.
it. A Mississippi
Well, you're
Mud?
not a chunky man.
Too scared. No, I'm too
Obviously,
scared to
You
ask
don't
at this
know
point
what
too.
ice cream tastes like,
Yeah.
Miguel. All right. I don't know if you have it in cyberspace or wherever
Cookies
you live
and cream only.
Well,
Please.
listen, that was what we heard earlier was his cookies.
Okay.
So,
Favorite ice cream flavor of all time?
in. Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah, but I like
Rocky
Rocky
Road.
Road. Yeah, see Rocky
Rocky
Road.
Road.
You got
Cookie
marshmallows, huh?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough? Yeah,
Yeah, so
Cookie dough's another good one.
Basic, dude.
did you say mint chocolate
okay,
chip?
Mr.
Mint
Mint
chip.
chocolate
Well,
chip.
hang on. I don't think vanilla is basic. Vanilla chocolate and wait.
Hold on, wait.
Why are
hold
we
on.
diverting into a nice
Hold on,
conversation
mint
about
chocolate.
ice cream?
Wait, mint chocolate
this
chip?
is-
You just like eating toothpaste?
It's not toothpaste. It tastes good.
That's basically how it feels after though, because you, and then it's super fresh in your mouth. Yeah.
The best mint chip ice cream you can get is from Tillamook.
Yeah.
Tillamook is really good because they don't dye it. They don't make it green. It's legit just peppermint ice cream with
tastes
chocolate
good.
chip chunks in it.
You have to find
I
the right
want
ice
a
cream.
I want a podcast with Renee just breaking down every flavor of ice cream.
It's gonna be a series on the YouTube channel.
Listen,
yeah.
if we get big enough,
Wait,
if we
can
get big
can
enough, we lock it behind a Patreon.
Do you want to
Flavor Town, everyone.
do you want to ask the owner of Rockies and just be like, we want to make a video here?
Yeah.
we try every single one.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's an ice cream
fine.
challenge.
Hey, you know what? Miguel just provided us an idea. Flavor Town with Renee.
Flavor Town.
There we go. There we go.
It's okay. It'll be one of the things
You
we
should
should
dress
dye
up
my
like
hair blonde.
Guy
Next
Fieri.
week.
No, dude, it's a show that we record and never release.
Yeah, it's a show that we put so much time
Hate
and
you.
humor.
Can we get some context on that? Can we get
No,
some
there's no context. This is
What do
coming
you
out.
mean?
Shut up.
4 episodes.
Stop.
Just
What?
saying.
It's gonna happen.
Minutes to midnight.
Ooh, that's a.
It's not like.
Anyways.
it's not like that. It's not like that show already passed.
I know.
It's like there was a window there.
Brian's
Window
just off
closed.
looking into this.
Hello,
Having
darkness, my
flashbacks.
old friend.
Really quick, there's a series we recorded. It hasn't been released yet.
It'll be there.
And I record every episode of that.
It'll
Every episode.
be there. Just
We
give it
stayed-
some time.
we stayed here
When
till
season
2
2
a.m.
comes out?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, did he get it right?
Hey, welcome to the roast of Brian, episode 1.
Well, we have the whole crew today, so we can do it all
Yeah.
as a family.
Collectively.
All right, can we move on to Estes?
Vin Diesel in the house. Oh my god.
Family.
All right, so the way this issue is going to work, because there's a lot of stuff that was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. It's kind of weird. We're going to mainly focus on the Marvel phases, simply because Marvel took over San Diego Comic-Con this year. I mean, they practically do like every year, but I think the way that the news was rolling out, there was nothing major
Yeah.
that wasn't Marvel. Right? So we'll do a short little segment of some things that interest us that were announced, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? And then we'll talk about the phases. That's pretty much going to be the big bulk of the show. So we'll start off with the small tidbits. Shazam got a new trailer.
Yes.
New trailer, new images.
The official trailer.
The official
official
trailer,
trailer.
which I'm happy for because Shazam was a very good DCEU movie.
I feel like this one's gonna be really better.
Yeah.
than-
Oh,
It was
shoot.
fun.
No, not the Rock's energy drink.
He's malfunctioning.
Can you move your hand real quick? Because, yeah, you're good. Sorry, I got a phone call and that startled me so much.
So you're not
Is
on-
there some
you're not on
paper
airplane
right
mode?
behind you?
So
On
yeah.
airplane mode.
I'll switch it over right now.
So yeah, basically Feige went to Comic-Con. He unzipped his pants and went,
Jesus.
It's just
That's what he did.
And everyone was just underwhelmed by it.
And everybody was like, "I've seen bigger."
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh shit!
It's not that pretty. They're all like,
It's not
But
that-
it does the job and makes the money. All the money.
Listen, Feige walked in with some big dick energy in there, but on all fairness, I feel like it was a lot of like fixing. Like,
See, this is
was
the
a
problem.
lot of stuff.
We were talking about DC, and all of a sudden Feige comes into play.
Yeah.
But here's my thing for DC for Shazam, I really enjoy it. I'm interested to see where exactly Zachary Levi and everything else go if they have this little we're going to reset and go away from the Snyderverse, because that's what the rumor is.
They show time after time. They just don't care about
Yeah,
the Snyderverse.
Well, they've
looks
announced that they're
really-
not going to focus on it anymore. There's
Yeah.
no projects that are
But
going to
people were
be pushing the
expecting, like,
Snyderverse.
Yeah, but
Superman
that's
announcement or
the
something.
thing that's weird is because you have these two they're going to start pushing away from the Snyderverse and they don't really care about it. But you have two movies that are coming out with Aquaman 2 and also with Shazam that take place in that universe.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, though, is that you have these two movies. Also, Black Adam takes place in this universe. So we have three movies along with Flash that we haven't seen.
And you
Why do I care?
have
So-
to remember too, though, with the Flash, it was directly going to have overlay, like basically the
Repercussions for
follow up
everything else,
from the Snyderverse, which essentially which one would they be kind of repercussioning from, the original release of Justice League or the Snyderverse?
So
So
they said if they were going to push forward, it was going to be the Snyderverse's version.
let's
Yeah,
look at
they
it this
didn't.
way. Let's look at it this way. The positive is that we're getting a sequel to a very good DCEU movie, right? So Zachary Levi is a phenomenal Shazam.
he's
He's
Shazam.
so great. So great, right? So you're getting a good sequel there. The problem that I have is I don't see where the DCEU is headed, because you do run into that problem. You're technically putting these movies in the Snyderverse, but like, why should anyone care if there's not really any focus on it? Not only that, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did come out full costume, making his announcement again that he is being Black Adam, which is really cool. Did you guys hear the controversy that happened with this announcement, though? That he did.
No.
Basically, a fan asked him who would win in a fight, Black Adam or Superman. I think the obvious answer is like Black Adam, right?
It's Black Adam.
Black
Black
Adam, because
Adam. He has
Superman's
magic.
weakness
He's
is
magic.
magic. Yeah, I don't understand. That was such a stupid question. Anyways, so he was saying it depends.
It's The Rock versus Henry Cavill, which in all
That's not what he said.
I know, but in all fairness, I really want to see Henry Cavill and The Rock run at each other. But Henry Cavill as Superman has to like cock his arms, because that's the only way I want to see him fight now.
Fallout version.
yeah.
Just him,
And
just
see
like
the Rock
they're
as Black
shot-
Adam just be like, like right behind him. You know?
I just want Black Adam to go like, so Superman, what do you want? And he
It just goes-
it doesn't matter what you want.
Starts hitting his chest.
Yeah, just
Starts going like,
Who's your daddy?
Superman. Do you smell that? Do you smell that?
do you smell what Black Adam is cooking?
So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson announces that it depends on who is going to be portraying Superman, which got boos, because it's kind of confirming that Henry Cavill is no longer going to be playing Superman.
Yeah.
After they had rumors that he was going to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was it? I'm sorry.
There
So-
were rumors that Henry Cavill was showing up to Comic-Con
Comic-Con.
and was going to be like, hey, I'm still around. And
In
I'm
all fairness, he probably was there,
true.
just not on a panel.
That's true, because Jack Quaid was there.
Yeah, because in all fairness,
Yeah, dressed up as Ghostface. That was dope.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He probably was there. He was just probably dressed up because he's done it several times.
Yeah.
I
where he's
feel like
gone
that
to
rumor
a con.
started from that one video of him with a mask on and just like walking around.
Oh,
he was
it was like when
I feel like
Justice League.
people
or
just
something.
spiraled off of that and was like, he's gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
It was
And I
for
feel like
Suicide
that
Squad.
was
He
the
went to the
source.
Suicide Squad.
that's
signing.
right, yeah.
He went to the Suicide Squad signing, and then he
I think-
walked up to.
Wasn't it Bryan Cranston who did that first?
Bryan Cranston walked around with a Heisenberg
Yeah.
mask, which is genius.
Yeah.
And then he pulled it off, and it was just Bryan Cranston's face. He had the prop department make it.
Yeah.
But I do have to say,
Are we passing notes? Huh?
No, just for you specifically. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, go on. Just go on.
It says mute Nick's mic. Wow.
It really does.
but I would have to say for that whole situation, him getting flack for it, I think that's like It's so minuscule. It's minuscule. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just kind of like whatever, right? So I like the positive from this. What I'm getting from it is that Shazam got a sequel trailer, which is good and it looks fun. Great. People are excited for Shazam. Sorry, excuse me, Captain Marvel. So good.
Who?
I got to address it by both names because some people be like, it's Captain Marvel.
No, it's the other
It's
one.
both. Okay,
that's the other
doesn't
series.
matter. Okay, moving on. D&D gets a movie announcement as well as a cast reveal.
So excited about the movie.
Biggest names on there, the ones that I know. I feel like if you were to mention a couple other ones, I would know as well. But the biggest ones, Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez. Right? They're going to be helming it. Trailer released as well. 1 minute footage, bunch of photos. Looks good. Hugh Grant is also in it, right? He did a little bit of an interview where he said that the script reminds him of Monty Python.
Should.
Sophia Lillis is also in it. She was
Thank
in
you.
it, sequel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it's interesting that Hugh Grant said that it's a Monty Python centric like script because I think people are forgetting that D&D is not that serious of a game to play. You do a lot of wacky crap.
Yeah.
Right? Critical Role is famous for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the entire reason why I got famous. Is
Exactly.
because I mean, Renee just started Critical Role.
Yeah, I just started watching it. It's
And
actually really good.
It's literally a show about 5 adventurers just getting into
Is
shenanigans.
that the one that got canceled?
No,
it's
Critical
still-
Role's still going.
No,
Wasn't there?
Oh, you mean Vox Machina?
Is that a?
The animated show
no!
on Prime.
I'm thinking of
The
Dungeons and
Amazon.
Dragons. Wasn't there a show?
There was a
There
show.
was, and there was a
Dungeons and
movie
Dragons.
before too with Marlon Wayans.
Yes, but this is a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Then they did
We
one
don't, talk,
with.
we don't talk about that one.
Then they did a sequel.
So the movie's...
I think
talk about that
it
later.
was supposed to have.
Yeah.
It had someone else in it.
A different Wayne brother.
Another Wayne.
So this movie is called Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah,
Great title.
not taking that from Uncharted at all.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was about to say, I was like,
Don't
hello.
get Miguel started.
No, okay.
Not get him started.
It all
Wait,
fits-
why?
I'm mad.
For
Don't
what?
get him
How can a
started.
computer be mad? Tell me.
It's true.
I will
AI.
shut down everything right now. Go
All right,
Skynet
Johnny
on
Depp,
real quick.
relax.
Get on you?
Cyberdyne.
Why are you mad? Explain.
No, I'm not. I was just funny.
No,
I just honor among thieves. There's no honor among
Uncharted
thieves.
No,
movie.
but I do like it because it kind of puts you into into the mindset of this is going to be a heist movie. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a group of
Looting.
people going on a heist in D&D, and you can already see Chris Pine is a bard,
Which I
barbarian,
love.
a druid. They're pulling from different aspects of everybody in this in the D&D realm, and I'm looking forward to seeing where if they go like if they do like little tiny like subclassing or anything like that. They just go he's a bard. It
Chris
doesn't
Pine's
matter.
character?
Chris Bard.
He's a bard.
'cause
He's a bard. I saw that.
I love it.
'Cause he's playing the violin at the very end.
Like he's
yeah.
the most heroic, like looking out of all of us.
Yeah. He's a
He's just a bard. Like,
And I love it. And I'm really hoping like Michelle Rodriguez is I know she's a barbarian, which is gonna be great.
Which is good.
And then they mentioned the other one being a druid because she can shapeshift.
I want this D&D movie to have a narrator. So that
Like
way
a
it doesn't
DM.
take... Yeah, like a DM talking the story.
Did you like that with Matt Mercer in the very beginning?
Yeah.
Of Vox Machina.
Mhm.
That was pretty fun.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Vox
if it's
Machina
like
does
if it's supposed to be Monty Python-esque,
Mhm.
make it fun. That's what made Monty
Yes.
Python so great. It was a comedy movie that was just kind of like,
I feel like
a story.
I feel like it's gonna be Chris Pine's gonna narrate, telling the
Oh,
stories.
please.
He's gonna tell the
You
stories.
think the bard is the actual DM?
Not the DM,
Not the
but he's
DM,
the one
but-
telling the stories.
Because that makes sense. The bard is always telling the story.
You
Okay.
know? Yeah.
Okay. I want comedy, no Baldur's Gate crap. you know?
So for someone who probably doesn't know much of D&D,
Mhm.
except at the surface of like what goes on in Stranger Things, what exactly is going on in that world?
So
Anything you want.
no, I mean that's the
What
thing
is this
though,
like?
that, but that's the thing though. It really depends because I don't know if they're actually pulling from a specific
There's no
quest.
limit.
I don't know if there's if there's a specific quest line because I actually wouldn't mind having an entire D&D I would love it if this movie is Jumanji.
Okay,
I
I'm so
would-
glad you said that because I
I-
was wondering in terms of like the story if it's gonna be like real people going into the world like Jumanji, but on some like Code Lyoko stuff. Do you guys remember that show on Cartoon Network?
Like,
Love that show.
I would have loved if it was Jumanji just in D&D, because
That would have
so
been cool.
interesting.
Like you see like a group of just nerdy guys.
Yeah,
and
just like at the very
they get
end,
sucked in.
Yeah, that'd be
into
kind of
D&D.
cool. But also, I do like the idea. And then Michelle Rodriguez's character is just a dude. But because honestly, that is kind of how Jumanji looked in the very beginning, where it did kind of look like it was just an action movie in Jumanji. And then they were like, "Oh no, it's kids in Jumanji." But I do want to see Chris Pine and all them. It could be any adventure. It looks like it's more of just a thief, like just they're going to steal something.
It looks fun, and I think we should just leave it at that. We only saw the cast in a minute trailer. Yeah. There's hopefully more gets revealed as time moves on, but let's move on to some other announcements that were made. Gremlins, a new movie is announced.
Interesting.
It's I think it's called The Secrets of Mogwai or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that isn't it kind of surprising that the creator of Gremlins was in the news last week? Because he was talking about Baby Yoda and how Gremlins were stealing, and then all of a sudden now there's a new Gremlins movie. It's almost as if he was trying to get into the news
It's all about that money.
before his own creation.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing. We mention it time and time again. When a director goes on media and says, "Hey, you know what? This movie sucks. MCU sucks. All this other crap." It's because they're trying to promote their own stuff. Yeah.
Shoot.
I thought you were talking about Martin Scorsese. No, wait, no.
It's Martin Scorsese, Dennis Villeneuve, or however you pronounce his last name.
That's what we're doing with Nope on Thursday.
Ridley Nope or Ridley Scott. Excuse me.
You really didn't like
I didn't
Nope,
care
huh?
for it. No.
Really?
He really didn't. But he has good reasons for it. But stay tuned for that episode.
Oh, interesting.
Tomorrow.
Yes, as of release
What?
of this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this issue releases on Wednesday and you guys release Thursday. So people will find out.
Oh, sorry. We're in the future right now. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, Miguel, you're all throughout time.
Exactly.
Thanks, babe. Hey,
You can only refer to
Mr.
him now
Stark,
as babe.
I love you in every universe.
Now I have a quick.
I want to feel shitty about you.
Are we gonna have a picture of Miguel?
Probably. Can I get a timestamp?
Yeah.
for
26. I want to say 30.
30. It's
Okay,
fine.
I have a question. What's the phrase in order for you to go from Mr. Stark from Sir to Daddy?
It's
Well, it's
after
just the way you
hours.
say it. It's after hours.
It's the time. It's the time.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the time
after
difference.
9.
After
Oh.
9 o'clock, you go
After-
from Sir to Daddy.
It is after 9, so
All right. So I was going to mention this, but I think I'll leave it towards the end because, Adam, you have most of this information. You and Miguel actually have most of the information for the Walking Dead stuff, so we'll talk about that in a bit. John Wick 4 gets a trailer. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks
So,
fun.
it looks fun.
I'm glad that Donnie Yen's attached to this one. It looks like he's going to be the guy he's going to fight at the end.
It's a John Wick movie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
We're
Bill
all going to
Skarsgård's
watch in
in it.
theater.
I'm hoping he does really good so that way I can get excited about The Crow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Pretty good.
I did not tell Andy this one because I was saving it for when she listens on the show because she'll get really excited for this piece of news. An Avatar movie is announced, not the James Cameron crap. Okay, we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. They announced a movie that's being helmed by the Avatar. Oh, are you excited for this, Miguel? No, he's not.
well,
He's
I'm worried because the last one we don't talk about that one. But now that they're making a show, I'm excited for that.
Not the show. We're not
It's
talking
an
about the live
animated
action
movie.
show.
I know,
This is-
but that's the thing. They're making a show and a movie.
Yes.
Yes.
So here's what's going on. So
Why?
it's the Avatar studio, right? That's producing it with the original creators at the helm. And what it's going to be focusing on is instead of it being a movie, which was originally going to be telling the story of Kyoshi, it will now follow the young adult versions of Team Aang.
Team Avatar.
Team Avatar. Well, Team Avatar could also be Korra because that's what they call themselves as well. But Team Aang.
No,
Because
they call themselves New Team Avatar. It's not my fault that Korra's terrible. All right?
Korra's great. Shut up.
Dude, just because
Look, seasons 1 and 2 and 3
This is
were
why I don't-
okay. We're good.
No, they
And
were
then
great.
after-
they were okay. Miguel, go with your first instinct.
Sorry, I have to correct myself because I did enjoy them.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they have portions of it that are fun.
Yeah.
Portions.
Great.
Like, yeah, there's a story.
What are you saying? You didn't even watch
I
it.
just can't stand Korra. She was such an angsty little girl.
She was.
Annoyed.
She was a young adult that was confused.
In all fairness, it would have made more sense if she was an Earthbender. In all fairness, if she would have had that attitude and been an Earthbender, that would
sure, whatever. We can go on a discussion about it, but they are making a movie that's going to be focusing on the young adult versions of Aang and the gang. So
yeah,
that's
it
all
makes
good.
sense because when you
Like
jumped,
Aang
and the gang.
because that's the problem when you do this jump from era to era, and generation to generation, is that I skipped 70 years.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Well, no, he didn't pass away at 70. He passed away when he was like in his late 40s.
I understand that,
right?
but we left him when he was 13.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
And he died when he was 70, so we have 60 years that we have to account for. And they're also saying that the comics aren't exactly canonical. They're not part of the canon, all of them.
They are canonical. They're just difficult to put in places because you don't know where on the timeline they'll fit.
No, they specifically said.
Oh, did they?
They said because they were going, are you going to do the comics? Like, are you just going to do the quest? Are you going to do this? And they go, we are not doing them because some of the comics may not be canonical.
That's interesting.
Because some of the comics suck. And we're just not going to use them. That's not what they said, but that's what they meant.
Yeah. Because I think that they saw the money flow. They saw that there was still interest in it, and then they just didn't know what to do with the franchise after Korra. Because, again, Korra was not bad. I liked it. I'm one of the few people that did like it.
The thing is that in Korra, they just didn't use, and they didn't use the existing cast of characters that they had done, that they had already created, and use them correctly.
Yeah.
So you have this giant storyline and this giant well of stories that you could tell, and they just did nothing with them, or they did the bare minimum with them. So there's so many questions of what happened to these characters. Who were they when they were adults? What were they like when they were adults?
Yeah.
That are so interesting that I think that the proper way to have done it was to have the series, to have had this movie, and then to have done Korra, because maybe you might have cared more about Korra.
Yeah, it was just kind of shoehorned in. I completely agree. Moving on to the last three pieces of information. It's kind of Comic-Con related because it was announced during the entire process, and technically speaking, wrestling is a part of Comic-Con to some perspective. Mm-hmm. Vince McMahon announces his retirement on Friday, which... If you guys are wrestling fans, there's a story that's going on with it. With who is it that's supposed to be the head right now? It's supposed to be
Stephanie McMahon and somebody else.
Yeah, I thought it's McMahon and then also Stone Cold Steve. No, it's not Stone Cold.
Triple H.
Triple H.
Triple H.
Well, Triple H is just the talent head. He's not an actual CEO of something.
I just hope moving forward they start treating their athletes better.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time...
That's the controversy, because you want that, but most of them aren't. And a lot of people are leaving. But it's interesting because you have Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE.
Oh, he's
right?
already back.
Well, he's back.
Yeah.
And he got injured.
Yeah.
He
tore his pec.
Yeah.
And wrestled with it.
That cage match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, yeah. He pulled
You didn't see the match?
No.
And bruised all the way down, and throughout the match...
Bruise is putting it lightly.
Yeah, okay. He's internally bleeding.
Yeah.
And then throughout the match, you see it more.
Yeah.
It's insane.
This dude tore freaking everything.
Well, who was it again?
Cody Rhodes.
Oh my gosh.
The reason it's interesting is because this announcement was made on Friday, and WWE wasn't at SDCC? No, but AEW was.
Because I think Punk was there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I can't show this because it's bad.
Yeah. Point is, without cursing, it was freaking awesome.
You see his face too.
Match, it's freaking awesome. Because
Yeah.
he wrestled with Seth Rollins in that match, and
What a
Rollins
He won.
Yeah,
He won.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I wanted to watch that match.
They said it's a 9-month injury, but that's normally a 6. They're saying that so it's a surprise return, and he healed faster than they normally do.
It's wrestling, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
The Rumble. He's gonna win it.
Yeah.
That's the prediction right here in July.
What pay-per-view was this on?
This was Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
They brought that back?
Yeah.
Dang.
If you have Peacock, I think it's on there.
Yeah. They got SummerSlam in 2 weeks.
I miss his other persona, Starman.
Cody Rhodes?
He did a joke, a nod towards it at Mania.
Did he?
Yeah, because
he's the son of Gold.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Yeah,
Dusty
his
Rhodes,
brother
yeah.
is Gold Dust.
Gold Dust. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was a Stardust.
Yeah.
For a while.
I love
and then
Hated
Dust.
it. When he talks about it, he says he hated it.
Oh, really?
Hated
Yeah,
that?
he hated it so much.
Well, because he was under the shadow of both his father and his brother,
No,
and
but-
that's why he started AEW.
But it's also
After
it's
New
also
Japan.
a terrible storyline.
It is.
Of he's just gone crazy after his dad
So-
died, and then he decides
Well,
that
this
he's
was
going
while-
to be a supervillain.
No, his dad was still alive at this point when he was Stardust. His dad I think passed shortly after that. A real quick story about it. They were gonna have him in the Rumble one year where he came out as Stardust and then came back out later in the night as Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
cool.
Because you know how remember when
They did
Foley
that.
did
Yeah,
it?
they did that with
Yeah.
Foley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because for a while there, I remember he was him and Stephen Amell were going up against each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he was like, oh yeah, like he's actually Oliver Queen.
I feel like when we talk about wrestling, we're just reminiscing about our childhood at this point.
Of course, it's
Basically,
not.
that's what it was.
Hulk Hogan.
WWE is not all that good right now. You just watch because it's
the last WrestleMania wasn't that bad.
That's why
This WrestleMania was really good.
Yeah.
It was cut up into like 3 nights,
So
wasn't it?
WWF.
2 nights.
2 nights.
Let's talk about WWF. Come on.
Yeah. I just want Rey Mysterio to retire and go to the Hall of Fame already, man. He was my favorite wrestler.
Dude, his son's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
saw that,
freaking
yeah.
awesome. Like
It's
his
so
son,
cool.
his son's really good in the ring.
We'll talk more about it
Yeah.
off the podcast because I want to know what his storyline is and everything. I haven't kept up. But moving on, last two pieces of topic before we move on to the Marvel phases. Walking Dead spinoffs announced. They're replanning everything. As far as I know,
Yeah.
if I feel like there's a Walking Dead fan base that still exists,
Oh yeah.
and
There
they're
is.
still
It's
hardcore
huge.
about it. Yeah, it's huge. So you went to San Diego Comic-Con, right, Miguel?
Yes, sir.
Did you happen to see anything during that time while you were there that was Walking Dead centric? Because apparently it was huge out there.
There was like an event for it. I think outside it said don't like join the commencement or something like that. But I went during preview night, so most of the big things happened Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday was like Marvel stuff. But on Sunday when I went back, the event thing was already closed.
I see.
So yeah, what they had was The Walking Dead surrendered to the commencement or whatever it was, and then the House of Dragons. Like you can go through it. It looked like a village, and it looked like a castle outside.
Oh, the
and then you
Game of
walk
Thrones.
through it. Yeah, the Game of Thrones like prequel thing.
That's awesome.
Aside from
I
that,
didn't see that.
within the actual Comic-Con, without the event inside, nothing really. It was just a bunch of vendors mostly.
Wait, does House of Dragons come out this week or is it next week?
I think it's.
Oh, it's the end of this month.
Yeah.
It's the end, which is this
But-
week. Is it
I
this
heard
week?
that. The
Yeah,
reason
dude,
why
July's
they-
almost over.
July's almost over. It's this
Yeah,
week.
no, I'm on that
That's
same
true.
boat.
Yeah.
I'm on that same boat. I
It's-
thought that July had another week. No, it ends this Sunday.
Yeah, it ends
Oh
this
my
Sunday. That's why I'm
God.
asking: is it this
Bye.
Sunday or is it next Sunday?
Yeah,
I
Harley
couldn't
Quinn
remember.
comes out on Friday too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Sick.
there was a lot of Walking Dead stuff, like you were saying, Miguel. And then Adam, you have the information on what is being announced for the Walking Dead franchise as of right now, right?
Yeah, so our buddy Juan was gracious
the end
enough.
What's
Of
end of
August.
next month?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gracious enough to inform us on everything that went down at H-Hall. We have an interview coming out later this week.
So we'll save all the Walking
Yeah.
Dead talk for that
Yeah.
for that little
It's
thing.
Juicy
Check
stuff.
that out. He loves that show to death. He's been watching it since it premiered 2011. So
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in the Walking Dead stuff, then where can they go find that information then?
At Our Real Addiction on Instagram and Twitter, and also anywhere you find your podcast.
Is it going to be on the podcast, or is it going to be? I thought it was going to be a video.
Oh, it's
a
yeah,
video
sorry,
too.
it's a video.
So
You can
it's
find
a-
it on the youtube.com/keeping up with the nerds. Yeah, you can definitely find it there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
are
you're
you
very
doing
welcome.
a podcast version of that too, or?
No, I think it's going to be video only.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
it wouldn't
I
be
mean,
a
it
bad
could-
idea
it
to
could be
upload the
both.
audio.
We'll talk about it after.
Hey guys, inside baseball.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it. So The Walking Dead, we'll talk about it more. Just check it out on YouTube. Last bit before we get into the phases, Marvel had an animation lineup which included things like Spider-Man Freshman Year, X-Men 97. What else?
Yeah. They had I Am Groot, which is coming out in mid-August. We had summer Spider-Man Freshman Year coming to Disney Plus in 2024. What If got announced for early 2023.
Season 2.
Season 2, excuse me, yeah. Marvel Zombies. They didn't
Oh,
give
yeah.
any announcement on it, just said it's coming to Disney Plus. And also X-Men 97, which is coming in the fall of 2023 on Disney+.
So Charlie Cox is confirmed to be the voice actor for Daredevil and Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that. That means that it could be somewhat connected to
the
MCU, or did they say no?
You didn't hear it?
No.
What they basically announced saying it's going to be as if Norman Osborn showed up to Peter Parker's apartment in Civil War instead of Tony Stark.
Oh, so it's
looking like it's going to be like its own storyline.
I see. Okay, that's interesting.
The cool thing is though is they're using the original style animation from like the 90s.
No way.
Yeah, so if you look at it, because Norman Osborn's got the waves.
Yeah.
The Kingpin looks similar to what he did in there, and even Peter Parker kind of looks very comic book.
Spider-Man for
freshman year. Yeah.
Oh.
So is it canon?
No.
Do you know who's voicing Spider-Man or Peter Parker?
It's not Tom Holland though.
I think it's whoever they got for What If.
I think that was Tom Holland.
No, that wasn't.
It wasn't. Tom
It
Holland?
just sounded a lot like Tom Holland, but it was not Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
But because I would not mind if they decided to branch out of X-Men 97 and go, cool, this is what's going on with the X-Men. Spider-Man's over here, and Spider-Man's been doing his freshman year.
But
we have all these other things.
That's what they're doing, because X-Men 97 is supposed to be the revival of that franchise in a separate universe. Because keep in mind, when X-Men, that animation, that cartoon, basically perished, they continued it on in a comic book for a couple months.
Yeah.
Then they banished that.
Don't mean to interrupt. Renee, who do you have all up there right now?
This is the lineup for the Marvel Zombies. This is the team. So it's Shang-Chi, Jimmy, Kate. Looks like what's her name? Black Widow's sister, Miss Marvel, Red Guardian, and then the ninja dude from Shang-Chi as well too. With Zombie Icarus. Let me see if they have anything.
Zombie Captain America was also announced.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if they have
he's like a torso.
Yeah, basically, but they're bringing it's going off of that What If episode is what I understood.
I think he's already dead. Right?
Yeah. But X-Men 97, going back to that real quick, is going to be a continuation of the X-Men cartoon after the comic book basically destroyed that entire universe. So it's going to continue on.
In all fairness, I would actually really like if they would have shown Marvel Zombies expanding more. Like it was a separate team than, Ant-Man and everybody else.
That'd be cool.
And from the very beginning, kind of have like your Walking Dead, but with superheroes.
It's still early on.
Cool.
Yeah. It's still early on,
know what I
because
mean?
we don't know. Because they didn't announce a release date.
No
They didn't announce
release
the
date.
plot. Nothing.
So my assumption is they're working out how it's going to be. That'd be really fun to see.
I think that would be kind of like the best possible thing if you have the Avengers.
Yeah.
And instead of using that What If episode as your base, because the What If episode is very much like we're just trying to get in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But if you gave it more time, more length, and then you go, cool, let's just make The Walking Dead of
animation
and just animate the heck out of it,
Yeah.
and we can literally just dive in and then have a team trying to survive.
And
the
then it's
zombie
Paul
apocalypse.
Rudd leading that team.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I'm not excited for What If Season 2?
Really?
Yeah.
I was kind of meh about What If anyway, so I mean,
Yeah.
Really? I loved it.
Wait, why?
It's just, so coming off as comic book readers, whenever you get a What If storyline in comic books, they're fun for like the first issue. But what ends up happening is you get a lot of readers that are not the casual reader. The casual market ends up overhyping it. And what ends up happening is you have writers or the actual publishing company saying, this is where we can get the money making happening. They just start expanding on it more. It's how Spider-Gwen basically got popular.
Well, it's a good thing this isn't the comics and this is the movieverse.
Again.
You know what? The main thing is that the same thing that I said.
You're not listening.
The same thing that I said in that podcast when we were talking about What If episodes is I always felt that in the What If episodes they should have been 2 episodes, not 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you need more story.
What they should have done is what they did in the original Justice League show, where every episode was a beginning and an end. Yeah. There was always a cliffhanger that was left off, and the following week they would pick it up.
Which is where I think season 2 will pick up. It'll pick up some of those storylines, but
I hope so, because honestly, because some of the stuff just kind of went and then it ended,
and then that's it,
and that was it, and it was like, and it was it was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah,
Like,
they were
all right,
very
cool.
underwhelming.
Yeah, like, I would have loved for them to expand and breathe in those worlds and really like kind of, you know, be part of this what if world, but we just kind of went, no, we got to get it in and out.
So my thing about expanding the universe and going off in these separate storylines, let the writers be creative, and honestly, the audience will enjoy whatever the writers do if it's done well. But when the audience gets really involved in it and they start dictating what the writers should be doing, then it gets sloppy.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Gwen is your example. Spider-Gwen was great when she first premiered. Then she had a couple issues where she came in. Then she got brought into the 616 universe, which was fine. Why is it that we needed a separate comic book about Spider-Gwen, which wasn't good? It honestly wasn't. It was a cash grab. And so what if season 2 could be good, but again, what Nick said is 100% correct. Focus on your storylines that ended abruptly and expand on that story because it can go somewhere.
Well, yeah, and
Fair.
I really do think if they go about it that route, make me forget that this is a limited time in this run. Make me really want to be here and want to see more.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that they did really great in Visions that they didn't really do all that great in What If is that there was like
Star Wars Visions, by the way.
Yeah, Star Wars Visions is that it was an anthology, but I really wanted to spend more time here.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
really good.
you're messing up.
In every single one of the
good.
episodes, I wanted to spend more time in that universe, and they would always end it with like a cliffhanger, and you would go, "Oh, I can't wait for another episode of that." And
Yeah.
then they would go on to another one, and you're like, "Oh man, I want to see season 2 just because I hope they do another episode of, of all of them."
Yeah.
So that's what I really want from that.
So let's see where this news takes us into the future. But it's good announcements. I feel like more of this stuff, Marvel-centric information, will be revealed at D23 this year.
Oh,
It's only a month away.
It's only a month away because no Star Wars news was really announced this time around.
Nothing.
So we'll wait for D23, September 9th. We'll have another issue then and expand more about it.
Is it bad that I was watching when I was watching the coverage for Comic-Con and they were cutting away to like show, oh yeah, this is only stuff for people who showed up to Comic-Con, where I was like, I really liked DC fandom. Like it made me really appreciate DC fandom because it was, we're gonna spend an entire day here and we're gonna show you everything. There was no, because you came here, there was something that you couldn't see or anything like that, I gotta wait for a clip. It was like, we're just gonna tell you everything that we have.
So that's a good transition.
And show you everything else.
That's a good transition to the next topic about the Marvel phases, because the problem with that is that DC knows how to spill its information and doesn't spill the information without saying, we're going to work on this months or a year or two later, canceled it because it just wasn't being produced well enough and we're just not going to do it. Marvel, on the other hand, has this massive timeline, this massive production timeline where they're saying this is what we're going to release, this is what we're doing, all these different announcements, all these different titles. We don't know if these titles are going to be produced because some of them don't even have dates, like Marvel Zombies. It's just, we announced it and that's it. Ironheart is a good example of that. Or Armored Wars. That's a good example. Did not make an appearance at all at SDCC.
There's like 4 shows that haven't gotten titles and haven't gotten release dates yet.
But Kevin Feige has confirmed they're still working on it. They just weren't announced.
Yes.
With that said, we're moving on to the phases of Marvel because this was a Marvel-centric San Diego Comic-Con. They took over. They spilled basically the next 3 years of Marvel movies and its timelines. Without interruptions, Renee, can you tell us how Phase 4 is going to end?
It's going to end with Black Panther. And then it's just showing me basically like Phase 5, which starts with Quantumania.
Phase 5, Quantumania.
And then that ends
Do you have the release dates of it? Or
I
anything?
have. So Quantumania gets released on February 17th, 2023.
Okay.
And Secret Invasion, which is a show, comes out in 2023. Guardians 3 comes out in May 6, 2023. Echo comes out in summer of 2023. Loki Season 2 comes out in summer 2023. Then Marvels comes out in July 28th, 2023. Blade, which is November 3rd, 2023. Ironheart comes out fall 2023. That's supposed to be a show. And then Agatha, Coven of Chaos comes out of winter, either 2023 or 2024. And then Daredevil Reborn Again comes out spring 2024. Captain America 4 comes out in May 2024. And then it ends with Thunderbolts with July 26, 2024.
Yeah, which is supposed to be their
End
kind
of Phase 5. 2023 is fully jam-packed
So
in 2023.
I do have a theory on why Armor Wars got pushed. They want to do Ironheart, so that way Rhodey has a mentee. She is now connected to Tony Stark. You then have this thing of Tony's armors have been going all over the place, and there's been a specific country that's been stealing them the most, which is Latvia, or Latveria, and then that's how you introduce Doom.
Makes sense.
Because Doom has been stealing Stark tech, and that's what his armor is made of. Is an arc reactor, and mixture between arc reactor and sorcery.
What were you gonna say, Miguel?
Doom, the Fantastic Four Doom?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So this is kind of where we get into skeptic territory because Wakanda Forever is the last part of Phase 4. But we have one more show to be released this year, which is She-Hulk, right? They got a new trailer. It looks better and more cleaned up than the first trailer that was released, which is good.
It's getting closer to the release.
Still bad, though.
It's still but you know, it's funny because they tried, the head of VFX for She-Hulk came out and tried to defend it and saying like there was a lot of work, which I don't blame him because a lot of that. You ever seen the YouTube channel called Corridor Digital? No. Yeah. They talk to some VFX artists. I would recommend you watch it. You too, Miguel. Corridor Digital. It's their channel is Corridor Crew.
They explain everything, and they were like, I get it. I get why it's messed up.
Yeah. So they did a breakdown for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And essentially kind of like told you how exactly they try to work with VFX in most modern MCU films and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really great. Point being, it's a difficult thing to work with, and I think what they're saying about She-Hulk is that they should have worked with less CGI to put more emphasis on quality rather than quantity, which is good. Point being, we have 2 more things left in Phase 4. It ends. I have a feeling that this rumor about Doom popping up, or Dr. Doom popping up in Wakanda Forever at the end credit scene, is going to be real, because that trailer was very kind of similar to what that plot revealed plot was.
There's a rumor he's the main focus, and Neymar's not the actual
villain.
That's
true. You did show us. You showed us a leaked plot, and then what? And when I was watching it, I was like,
it's coming together.
It's coming together.
I was
right?
like, I can kind of see there's a couple of the storylines that was there. I'm like, oh man.
That's why it's more likely Shuri will be
the
new Black Panther.
But that's why I was thinking Shuri. But that's also the reason why I'm thinking in Ironheart we're also going to get Doom as an.
You get more emphasis on that, right?
And that's where I was kind of going like, oh, okay, that would make sense if you have Doom, and then like Ironheart does her own thing, and then Rhodey finds out that Doom has been stealing Stark tech, and then both of them have to go do it, and then now it's armor versus armor, and that's where the armor war comes from, where they're trying to fight off Doom.
So this is kind of coming together more as we think about it, because the big bad supposedly for Phase 4 was Kang. That's kind of what the rumor was, but Kang had no appearance besides Loki and
Ant-Man right now.
But Ant-Man's not.
We haven't even
part
seen
of
him. Yeah,
Ant-Man's part of Phase 5.
So then it was only Loki, but he kind of played this character that was kind of like, you don't understand what the multiverse is about, and I'm the one holding it back. Then all of a sudden it breaks, and we get a different version of Kang that we know from the books to be that big bad, the evil dude, right? So what I kind of have a feeling that's going to happen, right, is that Doom will be announced at the end of Phase 4 in Wakanda Forever in the last end credit trailer, right?
Oh, don't forget
Thanos style.
Don't forget the 2 Avengers movies. They already announced 2.
That's Phase 6, so we'll talk about that in a bit, because that's where it's going to lead into. Keep in mind, one of the titles is very familiar to us, right? So Doom gets announced, and then what ends up happening is that Doom is the Thanos revealed villain for Phase 5. That's going to be all explained in, Phase 5 throughout all those different movies. Then Phase 6 starts, right? Which will begin with Fantastic Four, which is releasing 2024 late.
Yeah, November 8th, 2024.
Okay, we still haven't gotten, or did we get a director? No, John Watts left.
Yeah.
We have no director.
John Watts left. There's no
Kevin Feige says that the Russo brothers are not doing the last 2
Avengers
they're
movies.
not doing it.
So Phase 6 was announced with Fantastic Four starting, and we don't get anything in between besides 2 Avengers movies, which are titled
The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
So,
but also the Russos said that they would never do a duo. They would never do a double Avengers movie again.
No.
They were like, we'll never. It was good. It was an interesting experience. We'll never do it again.
But let me throw this idea out here, okay? Secret War or Secret Wars?
Secret Wars.
Wars. It's the second title.
Yeah.
Do you guys, Miguel, and this goes for both of you, Miguel and Adam, are you guys familiar with the Secret Wars comic book arc?
Vaguely, but I remember you guys talking about it at some point.
There's two, which I get them confused. Which is the one where they go to Battle World?
Secret War.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Secret War, and then that's where Spider-Man gets his black suit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Secret War. Then Secret Warriors is the scroll one, right?
No.
That's
No?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of secrets. So Secret War is a different one. Secret Wars, okay, that's God Doom. So what ends up happening in that one is it plays right after Original Sin with the death of the Watcher in 616. Okay? And what ends up happening is God Doom basically brings every universe in existence together and creates Battle World. And you have this massive arc where all the different universes that exist in Marvel Comics live in one area. You good, Miguel?
I'm listening.
Okay, there's some feedback. Sorry.
Getting some feedback.
Sorry.
No, I'm listening because I want to I want to know this.
Oh, so he brought his laptop closer. He's like, tell me. So Battle World brings all the universes together, and there's one ruler, which is God Doom. So you have Marvel Zombies, you have the Ultimate Universe, you have 616 all together, but he's only keeping certain ones alive. At the end of that, there is one existing Marvel Universe, which is the Marvel Universe that exists now.
616.
616, and that is it. Secret Wars, what I have a feeling is that Kang is no longer going to be the big bad. Instead, he's a catalyst to Doom. And Doom is the next Thanos.
Somebody at work today, because I was like, well, because Doom is going to be, I said the same thing earlier at work, and I was like, Doom's going to be the next Thanos. And then he was like, can Doom be the next Thanos? Like,
yes,
he can.
Is he
People
that
don't
strong? And I was
understand
like, dude, Doom has been played off in the movies as kind of ridiculous, but he's godly.
Yes.
Like he's up there with some of the biggest bads.
So
in
I
the
actually
Marvel
got upset
universe.
at Andy because Andy didn't know who Dr. Doom was, and she looked him up for the first time. It's like, how is this guy supposed to be menacing? He's just wearing armor and a green cape. He looks like a robot
smart.
Robin Hood. And I'm like, do you know how smart Mr. Fantastic is?
You never played Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, have you
He's
not?
amazing.
Do you not know? I got
Doom is my
upset. I stopped
favorite.
talking to her for the rest of the night. I'm like, can you not insult this, please?
Oh my god.
I can't believe you were just like, you know what? You're doing a whole lot of this.
I need you to not.
I need you to do this.
Just stop.
Nope.
I got offended. I was like, dude, why are you? It's cool. Dude.
Only the dog gets to speak tonight. That's it. That's it.
Point being, she didn't know, but Mr. Fantastic is the smartest man alive, right? He's the smartest man alive, smartest man in the known universe. Dr. Doom rivals that. So if you have an all-powerful human being with access to the most powerful weapons in the universe, smartest man alive, and competing against the smartest man alive, that guy's a huge threat.
And then doesn't he also because if I remember correctly, his powers are so he's a genius. He also has electric abilities, right? Like magnetic?
Something like, but it's all in the armor.
It's all in the
armor.
It's all in the armor, which that's why I'm saying in his armor is going to have an arc reactor, and that's going to kind of get everything else going.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but also doesn't he also have magic?
Renee?
Who?
Dr. Doom.
He can
Renee,
access
what
to
you
magic.
got up there? Because
No,
that looks all so much interesting, man.
So like I'm looking at all the stuff you have to read before, which is Jonathan Hickman's. It's Jonathan
you
Hickman's.
read them off? Like, read off everything we got to read.
So
You want to be up to date? I
Yeah.
got you. Hold up. There's like only 30.
Oh, did you pull up all the comic books
Yes.
to read for before Secret Wars?
For Secret
Yeah, it
Wars.
was like
Oh,
on-
hey, strap in.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Damn,
don't
we're
worry.
ready for this.
All you have to do is read
So it's
5 hours.
It's basically 2012's Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, and then New Avengers by Jonathan Hickman as well too, which he also wrote Secret Wars as well too. Basically, the gist of it is that in the New Avengers run, it's basically the Illuminati have found out that different multiverses are dying off one by one, and basically they need help, and they have Captain America help them and stuff like that. But then Captain America realizes what they're doing is that in order to save their universe from dying, they have to destroy other universes as well too.
Can you give me the name of the thing that they're doing that has popped up?
Oh,
in the
Incursions.
Incursions.
It's
That
gonna
thing
be-
has been
that-
popping
and
up.
the, and the word has been coming up, in which also is going to be interesting because that means that Cumberbatch gets a 2-year break.
Yeah.
At least 2 to 3 years he gets a break, because I don't think we're going to see him until either the Kang Dynasty or until Secret Wars, because I think that's where he's going to right now. Is he's going to be trying to figure out what's going on with the Secret Wars, and he's going to be our kind of like spitting out
Yes.
all the information and going, this is what's been going on.
Yes.
I've been gone for the past 4 years, or however long it takes for us to get to wherever they are in Fantastic Four or the Secret Wars and everything like that. I've been gone. This is what's going on, and it's genius, and that's why they made Wong the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
That's there because now Strange can go off planet and he can just do whatever it is, and there's no need for a sorcerer.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
Finish up the rest of the list.
So basically, yeah, they bring in Captain America. Captain America doesn't like what they're doing, and they basically erase Captain America's mind of everything that he was
Steve
shown.
Rogers is Captain America?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yikes.
Yeah. And basically, so they don't have to deal with him anymore. And then from there on, it becomes a big old cluster F of just.
That's how you get Old Man Cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
And then Doctor Doom is aware of this, and he basically, finds a way to create a pocket world where all these other ones are dying and stuff. And it's basically they just duke it all out and stuff. And it's a story that's between Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom. It's like their grand finale. If they were to have a final arc, that would be it. Basically.
So when does Original Sin come into play?
It's after it's before this.
Before
Original
Secret
Sin,
Wars.
the Watcher dies, and then that's when you get Jane, Thor, and
Nick
stuff like that.
Fury is the one that is accused of killing him, but it's not Nick Fury.
No, it's Nick Fury. He
Oh, it was Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing though.
Why does he kill him?
I forgot why.
Is that before or after he makes Thor drop the hammer? He tells him that
He tells him
right.
he tells him what the Watchers told him about Thor and stuff like that. That he has like a sister.
But I thought the words that he spoke to Thor to make him drop the hammer for Jane to pick it up was Gore was right, and then Thor realizes that Gore was right, that God should die.
Yeah, it makes him not worthy.
And it makes him not worthy, and he drops the hammer, and then Jane picks it up, and she becomes the mighty Thor.
The interesting thing about all the... Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say this is God Doom.
Yeah, see what I
And
mean?
then
See,
for
He has like a throne and everything.
Explain this
for
for...
poops and gigs. Just throw
What?
for poops and gigs. Just throw the Infinity Gauntlet on him. Just
he
could.
wears it.
Does he?
In Secret Wars, I think he does.
I think he
Oh
does
my
at one
gosh!
point.
Anything to bring it back, right?
Yeah.
Like
No.
in
Yeah,
the movies.
Someone drew that. Yeah.
For you, Miguel, if you want to look up God Doom, just look him up. But easiest way to explain it is Doctor Doom, but with a white cloak and a lot more menacing.
So you guys played Marvel Ultimate Alliance, right?
Yes.
That in
Is
the
there
alternate
is
costume.
within there's a Doom
Welcome.
storyline in there, right?
Yes.
There's a what?
We're gonna get copyrighted, Renee.
Nah, it's a second. What was that, Miguel?
The Doom storyline, because I kind of feel like this sounds familiar, but I think it's just
Ultimate Alliance did use some of this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But
So I'm going to say this.
that's why I'm saying Doom has to start showing up because Secret Wars has Doom as a major big bad.
Yes.
So we need to start bringing him in and start petering out, going like, okay, Doom is he's a menace. He is. This is what's going on. This is how it happens. This is a real problem.
Yeah. You need to...
So this is a panel of Doom ripping out Thanos' spine from his body.
Oh, I hope they have that.
You've never read Secret Wars?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
So Doom is facing with Thanos right now, and then it says,
Question, Renee? Could you customly order those for me?
not the first print.
not these ones.
When
I
do
can
you
probably
think is
get
it?
I could probably get the collection for you.
The print.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Too bad. I have the first print.
So what were you saying?
They still say the same thing.
What did they say? What did they say, Renee?
But it
So
doesn't have my
what's the
sweat,
gist?
all right?
And tears.
So basically, I'm gonna read it because this is a famous
Yeah.
panel. It goes, Doom looks at Thanos, and basically Doom says to Thanos, and you don't have the Infinity Gauntlet now? Thanos responds, I do not. Yet I remain Thanos, the great tyrant. And for you, that will be enough. And then just next panel is he just rips off Thanos' spine from his body. He goes, that appears untrue.
Just imagine those 2D voices.
That
Oh,
appears untrue.
Dude, who do you think they would get as? Who would play a good Doctor Doom though?
Oh, no.
Denzel.
Denzel Washington
No.
as
So, question:
Dr. Doom?
Do you think potentially, because we're going into that mutant
Thanos,
you
got crap on me.
like storyline, do you think they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four as mutants?
No, because they weren't mutants.
Yeah, they were celestial. They went out into space and then got it
Cosmic
from
rays.
cosmic
No, I
cosmic
know that,
rays.
but like, isn't that technically still a mutation within their DNA?
So
technically,
so mutants in the Marvel comics are labeled as individuals that have the X gene that are activated in times of pressure. A mutation that's based off cosmic energy is a celestial, or
Okay.
how did you say it? It was a. What did you say that the Fantastic Four were? They're Celestials or not Celestials, but
Mutants.
you said
They're more like Inhumans in a way.
If anything, they are, but they're more like not Celestials, but more cosmic. They're just cosmic beings.
Yeah, because
at that point,
they're the cosmic energy that was like the radiation that turned them into what they are, mutated them, but it's not an X gene.
It's the same thing as why Spider-Man's not considered a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that
Okay.
makes more sense though, because his came from
A radioactive
yeah.
spider,
Came
which
Yeah.
is
from a
also
bug.
Point being, Miguel, rule of thumb, do not label anyone as an X-Men because then you're going to have X-Men fans come after you.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Come
of
on.
course not. But I'm just wondering because, like, in terms of how this is going to play out with the movies, like, you know, how are they going to be introduced?
I get what Miguel
Are we gonna get like a whole full like origin story again, or are they gonna just show up having the powers? You know, that's what I'm trying to get at.
that's the interesting thing because I'm wondering because what I'm wondering is did they use Multiverse of Madness to kind of sample out a bunch of heroes dying?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a very mild version of Secret Wars of just heroes getting wiped.
Yeah.
From existence and just getting utterly destroyed. What if they were testing the waters, kind of going like, let's see how the audience reacts to all these multiversal heroes dying? What happens? Are they okay with it? Are they on board for this kind of violence? If not, then we can
Click on that one again.
Then we can kind of pull away from it. But I
This is
mean,
when
for
he
the most
becomes
part,
Iron Man.
everybody was really cool.
So, wait, what?
This is when Doctor Doom became Iron Man for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that arc is
Yeah,
weird.
the infamous
That's
Iron Man.
But that's also the reason why I'm saying it's closer to Armor Wars of he's going to look more like that.
So because I think Miguel was asking, like, how do you bring in the Fantastic Four this late when they were one of the original comic book characters to basically, like, kick off everything? Yeah. You could always say that they were working in the background. Because right now, the big person who was the entrepreneur for technology was Tony Stark. But Reed Richards and his company essentially could be the ones behind everything. Because keep in mind, we don't have Oscorp in this MCU universe, right? And you could say not yet, right? What's their lab called? It's not Reed Labs. It's
Baxter Building.
Baxter.
It's the Baxter Building.
Another
The
thing
Baxter
you
Foundation.
can easily write it as is when they start doing incursions and universes start colliding. That could essentially just easily replace, you know, the Avengers Tower in a sense, and you know
that's what the result in Secret Wars was. Is that when Miles Morales was in our 616, he's now in our 616 universe
Because the universe is blended.
Yeah.
So they kept him there permanently.
That was the
Makes
reason
sense.
why Secret Wars was a big thing. It's because they had to bring in certain characters that were famous.
Yeah.
You can't have Spider-Gwen in one universe and Miles Morales in another one and Spider-Man in another one. The easiest way to bring them all in together is to just cause some cataclysmic event to bring everyone together.
Yeah.
So it was a good story, but it was also for money reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, DC
They
does
could
it
be
all
doing that with mutants. With
They
the
could.
X-Men.
DC does that all the time with Crisis.
Yeah.
Like they
Dude,
always
Hugh
do it.
Jackman confirmed.
You know what? Honestly,
Maybe.
for a Secret Wars, he'd be kind of up there.
In Old Man Logan.
He would be kind of up there, but that would be kind of interesting to have a Wolverine come back as Hugh Jackman and then just wipe him.
Yeah. So let me.
For a
Just to
scene.
get that MCU appearance.
So
Yeah.
talking about how they could be prepping for like phase 6, right? Because phase 5, it kind of already laid itself forward. We'll talk more about it. We'll use that as an end topic, right? Do we see these things getting pushed back further and the timeline expanding a little bit more and possibly seeing some of these things in 2026, right? But let's talk about the Fantastic Four and how they could be playing an integral part into phase 5, right? So Miguel did a good question in saying, how do you introduce, you know, the Fantastic Four in this movie?
Well, the thing is that to really quick interruption. Was it Submariner is going to be in Wakanda Forever?
Exactly.
And he's actually the very first Marvel character.
Yes. So
And it's
Ever?
Yes.
name more.
Oh.
Submariner. Yeah.
Submariner.
Yeah, he's the very first Marvel character in existence. He was, and then now they're bringing them in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
What do you, I'm for Wakanda Forever. Just before, so that way we can move on from it. I am kind of hoping that they're basically going to use Black Panther as he's, instead of him just dying in the background and they're just going, well, he died.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that they do show some kind of catastrophe where he needed to sacrifice his life to save something.
They're not gonna just write him off. They're gonna give him a send off.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm.
It's gonna
That's
be-
what
it's
like
gonna be badass.
because he needs to be. He needs to die a hero.
Yeah.
Like that. There needs to be a reason why the Black Panther lost to this. Not only that, but also there has to be an initial. There has to be an initial event that starts the war between Wakanda and Atlantis.
Yeah.
And killing off the Black Panther T'Challa, that would set off Wakanda like no one's business of you killed their king. So now we're going to war.
Yeah. So, do you mind checking the camera real quick, see if it's all good?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, perfect. All right. No, you bring up good points. It's there. These characters could always work in the background, and that's perfectly fine. So keep in mind this, right? So Submariner, character that has existed forever. They're barely gonna bring him in, 20 years after 20, almost 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost 20 years after the MCU first started. When you talk about the Fantastic Four, and see that feedback? Okay, there we go. Perfect. When we talk about the Fantastic Four, right? When you look at Reed Richards and the crew, they are the smartest people alive. They're not just technologically advanced. They understand the universe in its entirety and could depict exactly what happens with different multiverses that exist in different realms, right? It's a good time to bring him forward because you could say Reed Richards was a professor somewhere, because he technically was at some point, right? And so was Sue Richards, right? She was also a professor. Then you have the kids to deal with and everything. They could just be in the background doing the Baxter Foundation. They could be doing all that. Now that the incursions are happening, which was mentioned in Multiverse of Madness, they're doing research in the background. The Baxter Foundation now becomes the Baxter Building.
What's his name mention them too? Jonathan Mayer's character? Kang? Doesn't he mention incursions
he does.
in Loki?
The thing is that Jonathan Majors is a descendant of Reed Richards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why it's one of those things of, if you're going to use Kang, you need to at some point introduce Reed Richards into this universe.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing that's going to be really interesting. What about, because I remember hearing the plot of the original version of their Fantastic Four, is it was going to take place in the 60s. And it was going to be a Fantastic Four movie in 1960s. What about if they did do that? They went into space. They were hit by the cosmic rays. The cosmic rays affected their ship. Their ship then got sent to the future.
Or what if they're just cocooning there?
Or they've been cocooned in space. Or they were cocooned in space and they've been in hibernation for all this time.
That's not a bad way to bring him into the present.
And they just got found.
There's also the theory that they were stuck in the quantum realm.
There is a theory that they could be stuck in the quantum realm. That would be interesting too. But there are several ways. It's comic books. You can do whatever you want. You can literally say they've been in space, aliensing it out. If Ripley can be in the space for 75 years and then come out and be fine, why not? You can just do that.
The question does come to mind, though. Why is it that in Multiverse of Madness, the Baxter Foundation was the one that was creating all those different, pieces of tech for that specific universe?
Because what about if instead of Howard Stark, it was Reed Richards that became
that timeline?
In that timeline.
That could be a good point.
Because maybe Reed Richards hired Howard Stark, and Howard Stark became one of his scientists.
They're subtly throwing that at us, where it's like, hey, what if this? So that we get the idea that there's other things out there. Because and the perfect example right now is obviously What If, but you also have Freshman Year, which is taking the place of What If Norman Osborn showed up instead of Tony Stark. So they're getting us used to that idea because it's clear we're moving on from Tony Stark. Yeah.
The other thing that you have to consider, sorry, this sidetracked me because you said, I just thought about it. Norman Osborn getting Peter Parker as his intern,
pupil in a sense,
basically is the storyline for Ultimate Spider-Man, which could be an introduction to Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Boom. There's got to be a Black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly.
There's a lot of different things. Because this is going to be known as the Multiverse Saga when the other one was called the Infinity Saga. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how everything comes together and how all the pieces fit into this puzzle. Yeah. Because right now, we've only gotten the corner pieces. We've gotten a nice foundation. Now we just need to fill everything in. It's interesting to kind of see all these little tiny things, but until it's all the way done, until we're nearing the end of phase 6, I don't really know how exactly we can.
Phase 6 has 3 movies. There's no way that phase is going to be 3 movies long.
You didn't see it?
What?
They released a timeline. And Phase 6 is one full calendar year.
Yes.
It starts on November 8th, ends on November 7th the following year, and in between that is 11 projects. 3
unannounced.
8 unannounced.
8 unannounced.
It's Fantastic Four and then the 2 Avengers.
So
films.
they've said that there's So they've mentioned it. They just didn't announce it.
Yeah,
is
they're
what I'm
all
saying.
entitled.
That's what I was saying.
So either they're going to be announced at D23, which is
No, that's okay. Now here's
here's the
I don't
thing
think
though.
so.
I don't think they are
We're
because
seeing trailers. The big stuff.
I think we're gonna get like Guardians, and I think we're gonna get all that.
That's
I think
when
all
the
those
trailer's
trailers.
coming out for
Yeah,
sure.
there's trailers. But what I think is that I think that they're saving room and spots open for deals to finalize, for storylines to go through, and to see how exactly they can properly build this. Because there's not they need wiggle room for multiverse.
Nick, I want you to look over there real quick. You see that bait you just threw me right there? That bait, ready? I'm gonna reel it in, and I'm gonna say, good transition to this point right here.
What? Yeah, what do you got over there, Renee?
Dude,
for us?
what the?
No, I got you. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Dude, I set him up so good.
Get your stupid hand out of my face.
I literally.
you.
pitched
You literally,
him-
I
pitched
had
him
it
a perfect one, dude.
I
Let's do
had
it again.
I
Let's do
come
it again.
in, and then
From
Adam
the
comes
top?
in and cuts the line. He's
Yeah.
like, "Try harder, try harder."
Yeah,
Oh,
You're gonna get your
man.
ass kicked
we're
outside.
gonna refilm it.
All right, so,
Movies.
so what were
when-
you saying? What were you saying?
Point being is, you're saying that there's a possibility of more projects being announced in D23. I don't want that, and here's why. You look at the calendar year for Phase 5. All of that takes place in 1 year.
Yeah.
How many projects is in phase, or how many projects are announced in Phase 5?
Officially announced in Phase 5, so we got 5,
Oh yeah, don't
6,
forget we also have the
7,
Thunderbolts
8, 9,
that we have to deal with.
Exactly.
10, 11, 12, at least 12 to 13.
And out of all of those projects, guarantee you right now, 4 of those were probably moved ahead, like a year at least.
Yeah.
Armored Wars, or not Armored Wars, Ironheart was one of them. Because originally Ironheart was supposed to release sometime this year.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen anymore next year, right? Here's the problem that I have with Marvel. You're announcing too much, and you have a plan, it gets us all excited. We're all excited, right? 100%. You're announcing too much, some of those things might not happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is the issue.
I feel like the Echo show is going to get cut.
They're
could
they're
be.
done
Yeah.
filming that.
They're done filming.
Yeah,
it?
it's already done.
So,
Who's excited for that, though?
Nobody.
but no
I'm
one
here to tell you, we don't care.
No,
Oh, really?
you wanna know
Take
what?
that back, because
I
no
think
one was
we kinda
excited for
are,
Miss
though,
Marvel.
because
No.
Daredevil's going to make an appearance in that.
Exactly.
There it is.
There it is.
That's the moneymaker.
Echo,
It's good.
Echo
It's-
is going to introduce us to Daredevil inside of the MCU.
Also, no one was
what
excited.
Stallone did.
No,
No,
one
I
was.
mean, also She-Hulk might introduce.
Oh yeah, he's in it.
Daredevil
Sharon,
too.
yeah. So but what I'm saying is that we're going to have Charlie Cox. He's basically just like their version of Constantine, where like we really liked him in this one show that didn't actually connect to our universe, but we're just gonna pull him in because he's awesome.
So
Like,
consider this, Miss Marvel. Miguel, did you watch Miss Marvel?
You know what? I've 3 episodes away from finishing it.
Okay, cool. Are you liking it so far?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
been fun.
Stop. Don't bring in this bad energy, Nick.
It's okay.
Look,
It's a good show, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Miss Marvel was not a show that everyone was excited for. It was kind of like a show that was like, whatever, right? It was loved. It was good. There are critics and or not critics. There are people, a subgroup of people that hated it because of reasons that are not good reasons.
We'll say it. Race. It's literally what it is.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good reason. That's why it's not a good reason. I'm not going to bring it up because it's not a good reason. It's a stupid reason to hate the show.
The only critique I had about it was that the ending just felt rushed.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
That was the
and
only
it's a
critique I had.
solid reason why. But Iman,
I love her.
She's
She's
great.
amazing.
Fantastic.
she
Yeah.
protect her at all costs.
I can't wait.
She is a gem.
I saw
Protect
her.
Bruno too.
Who?
Yeah, protect Bruno. No, okay, here's
We
the
don't
thing,
talk
though.
about.
Did
Bruno
you
at all
know?
costs.
Did
We
you
love
know?
that guy.
Did you know that he was originally in the run to play Peter Parker Spider-Man?
Is he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
ever since I
love
heard
it.
that piece of news, I cannot get that out of my head. Every time I see him, I'm
was
like, he
also
could have been
in
Peter
Walking
Parker.
Dead.
I could see that. The thing I also really like about it is that I saw because they have the cruise, the Avengers cruise line video.
Should we go?
I'm
It's
down.
really interesting because you can see Miss Marvel there and her interacting with the Avengers.
It's so freaking sick.
It's amazing
Yeah.
because I love her enthusiasm and just everything else where she's just kind of being nerdy around everybody, and I'm like, I really want to see this in a movie.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's gonna
I
happen.
really want to see this.
It's gonna happen.
Wasn't that in the video game?
Yeah, in a sense,
It's
but
in
it's
the
with the
video game,
originals, the original Avengers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the
Oh.
the
she's-
MCU Avengers.
Yeah, because
in a
technically,
sense.
I
Their
am
lineup.
interested to see the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Because that is what it is, and I'm calling it right now. They're gonna call the Young Avengers.
Look at the camera.
They're gonna do a Young Avengers. They're going to announce it. There's no way you prep all of this Young Avenger stuff.
It's got to be Phase 6.
And you don't have anything for Young Avengers. I'm calling it right now.
The new Avengers.
Yeah.
They're not going to call it the Young Avengers because the Young Avengers comics didn't sell as well as they did.
That's fine.
New Avengers did.
That sounds better off the tongue too.
Yeah,
New
but
Avengers.
New
that's
Avengers.
but comic book wise, New Avengers, right, Renee?
Yeah.
But
it sold better
because
Yeah.
I do think that would be an interesting thing of all of these pupils, and they're Teen Titansing it.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Of all of them met up because their mentors all met up, and then something happens and they go, "Why don't we deal with it? Like, let's just go deal with it." And then shenanigans happen.
That's
be
probably
Avenger
one of the
trainees.
unannounced projects.
Huh?
Yeah. Avenger trainees, you know.
Yeah, and like they're Avenger trainees,
Yeah.
and like, oh yeah, Hawkeye brings Kate Bishop and everything
What
else.
if that was like the last discussion that they had, and it's like a flashback scene of like after Endgame, and we see kind of like who's remaining, be like, hey, we need to find successors because we're getting up in age, and that's why we start seeing like these young Avengers start coming in.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of weird. You can't do that because then it becomes weird, like Titans, because Titans did that where Bruce was just like. He was going down the orphan catalog, and it wasn't. It didn't.
No, but
and it just felt weird
but
after
Young
Jason
Justice did
Todd
it well.
dies.
No, Young Justice did it well.
Young
though.
Justin, but that's what I'm saying. Of all of the superheroes meet, and they're in a meeting, and they can't be bothered, and then the young and their mentees go, well, we can go deal with that. It's just a fire. And then it leads them down the road of, oh my, like this is big. This is way bigger than we thought.
That's
it
a
was.
Phase 6 project that's probably unannounced as the Young Avengers.
And you make it a TV show, and you can literally have all of them working together, and
It'd do better as a TV show for sure.
It would do way better
Yeah.
as a TV show than a movie, and I think that would be really cool because then you could have all these like characters
Would
and
it,
everything
though?
else.
Because you could run into the problem about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, but I feel like I get what you mean also too. I feel like you don't want to move the title Avengers to a TV show because suddenly an Avengers film feels less special.
Yes. So that's why honestly I'd be okay if they called it the Sidekicks. I don't care. Call it something.
You want to keep it to the comic books because that's what's relatable to a lot of people.
understand.
Everyone knows the
That's
Young
what they're
Avengers.
going to recognize.
Yeah, everyone knows the Young Avengers. Everyone knows the New Avengers, and it gets people hyped up because when we watch Multiverse of Madness, this is from the Baxter Foundation.
Yeah, but that's what. But this
We
is what I'm saying is that there's no way in hell that because there's gonna be more pupils popping up soon enough. Look at what was it? Look at Ant-Man. Stature's coming up.
Oh yeah.
They showed her inside of the trailer. You have all these Young Avengers. There has to be a reason why we're adding them.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the either the New Avengers or the Young Avengers, and it's going to be a TV show.
If they really wanted to, though, they could literally just save them off from being main title characters until Phase 7.
When everybody else gets wiped.
Yeah, and that's why they're doing it.
That's Phase 7 is going to be Secret War, the end of Secret Wars.
You can't.
so?
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2. Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be what?
It's basically Phase 6 ends with Secret Wars, and it's basically an entirety multiverse wipe of everything to restart. So Phase 7 is a new
But here's the thing, though,
timeline.
is that we also have Secret Invasion that's also coming. We also have all
But
these
that's
other
a
things.
show.
I know, but you have all these other things that are like because there's so many plates that are in the air. You have the Skrulls, you have the Thunderbolts, you have Kang, you have.
Keep in mind, Secret Wars ending did not wipe everything out of existence. People still remember the surviving people that lived into the new era of that timeline. They still remember things. It's just they wiped out and brought back people that were interesting and moneymakers. Big one that I can tell you right now was Old Man Logan, because The Death of Wolverine was a big selling comic book. It had the holographic covers. They were collector's items.
Wasn't he one of the people that survives at the end?
No, he was the one that was brought back because originally the story was supposed to be X-23. She was supposed to lead the new X-Men into the new era. Then Secret Wars happened, and the mutants were basically getting wiped out again. At the end of Secret Wars, Old Man Logan shows up out of nowhere because he was
a 5-year thing where they just go like, "Cool, let's erase mutants." Like every
because they
couple of
didn't
years.
erase mutants. They just basically like wiped out a bunch of people.
Really quick, Renee, what's the final project in Phase 5?
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts?
That's what I'm saying. Phase 5 ends with Thunderbolts?
I think we're all underestimating Thunderbolts is going to be a significant movie.
Do you think it will be or
I think
not?
it will be. It says this brand new content crew, all we know so far is that a band of reformed supervillains found by Baron Zemo who disguised themselves as heroes are the Avengers were after the Avengers were killed. I think, yeah, that's what it says right here.
Is that the comic book synopsis?
No, this is the synopsis for...
And it's
That
also-
they officially gave out by Marvel?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, is that also we have Captain America New World Order right before it.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
But keep in mind that there's certain pieces of information that is kind of said now that could kind of be taken out of context, right? We have about like 7 minutes before we wrap up the issue, but I'm just going to say this in terms of that. Miguel, I want to hear your opinions and thoughts on this entire conversation because you've been quiet this whole time. Sorry we took over the show the entire
No. I mean, I'm on your show. I'm like,
yeah,
But it's all of us.
but you are the guest, but also I think people kind of forgot you were here.
no,
It's because he's an AI.
I feel like I'm listening just like the listeners are right now, where it's like I'm so
Live.
confused, but I'm just listening because it's like you
That's
guys
not
are
good. You
filling
should
in
be
all
No,
confused.
the
he's
blanks.
he's compiling the information to his database so that when he goes on the show and
There we
Adam
go.
brings him back
There we
again,
go.
he knows
that
everything.
That way I can show up and have something to talk about.
There you go. So I'm just going to say this, okay? So Renee, 100% right that we're underestimating what the significance of the Thunderbolt movies could be, right? But keep in mind that the synopsis could mean a lot of different things because Kevin Feige did say that the street-level superheroes will be led by Daredevil and Spider-Man. We had the conversation before we started the podcast where we said that that is not a big deal and people are going to take it the wrong way. Street level means that they're going to be running TV shows, that they're not going to be in the movies, they're not going to do this. You brought up the fact you cannot put Spider-Man in a TV show because he's the moneymaker. You need to put him in a movie. That's fine. Comic book readers will know that Spider-Man is a street-level superhero. He is New York's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but he will occasionally make stops with the Avengers. So that does not mean he will not pop up in future movies.
Not only that, but also I think that it would be great to see Tom Holland in an 18 episode. Like, give me 18 hours of Tom Holland. as
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
So you get that benefit, but when you do have those movies where he does make an appearance, you get that original quirky Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So when we look at the Thunderbolt synopsis and they kill the Avengers, they probably don't mean they're literally killing off Avengers. It could just mean that the Avengers are separated and wiped out and the Avengers are dead. It's no longer an initiative. They are no longer a group. The new group that is leading the new group that's out there is the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so far we know is we have Baron Zemo, John Walker, who else? Ghost,
Abomination.
Abomination, and is it a Yelena?
Yeah, she's gonna be in it.
So I mean, I can
At
see.
least survive. Oh, Red Hulk. Oh no, but what's his name passed?
We don't know. They could be bringing him back as well.
No, he the actor
actor
actual
passed.
passed.
Yeah.
The actor
William
for Red
Hurt.
Hulk?
Yeah.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's alive in the
rest
universe.
in peace.
The actor
Yeah.
has passed on.
The actor passed away of I think
Recast,
heart disease or
maybe.
something like that.
Recast? I don't know.
At this point, I feel like not to say it's okay, but it is okay in the sense because they never fully developed him.
Exactly.
But also, I can totally see as this is the Thunderbolt initiative, that Thunderbolt Ross.
the private initiative,
this is-
because Avengers was government led.
Yeah,
This is a
and
private corporation.
This is the, or it's like the government's initiative, and everything else because this is the government's version of the Avengers.
I'm just going to say this right now. If I hear in another podcast talking about the same things we're talking about, I'm going to start a war. I just
Why?
thought about it because we're freaking geniuses. Not to rub our own egos, but Jesus Christ, man. We
It's-
just
All right, well
yeah,
we
it's
need
like-
we need to make TikToks, a bunch of TikToks out of this video.
Can
so-
you be
Yeah.
in charge of that?
Hey, send me the
All right, you got
video.
it. No,
Yeah,
let's.
'cause
Hey,
I- 'cause-
we're going out there. We're gonna beat every single one.
'Cause
What's that one that
Me and
the
Renee are on
TikToker
it.
that's always like the
Soups?
straw
The
something?
goat?
Oh, a straw goofy hat?
Yeah.
I saw him at
Straw Hat
Comic-Con.
Luffy.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I didn't say hi to him.
I didn't say hi.
He was passive about it. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you."
Nah, we're not gonna let people take our ideas. This is our ideas. It's ours.
No, yeah, and I honestly I don't know how you can do that any other way.
No.
Really quick, Renee, you said the significance of Thunderbolts. But what do you mean by that?
I think it's going to be a team where, like you guys said, it's like the government tries to build the Avengers again, and they build the Thunderbolts of whatever, person with any significant abilities has, and then they try to try to take down a threat and it blows up in their face.
Yeah.
And then boom, we get Fantastic Four after.
Well, because
that.
think about it, you have John Walker, he's a war hero. You also have Abomination, also a war hero.
Yeah.
You also have Baron Zemo. He is
A Sokovian war hero.
He's a Sokovian war hero. But the thing is that nobody really knows. But in the United States, nobody really knows about Baron Zemo.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
Nobody really knows about him. Yelena is their version of Black
A Russian
Widow.
war hero.
A Russian war hero. In all fairness, they could say she took down the Scarlet Witch network.
Okay, so go on. Who else do we have?
Ghost.
Ghost, who is
She's I don't know what she's an orphan. She is.
Orphan war hero.
She's an orphan war hero.
so she's Batman. She's militarized Batman, I guess. But you have, but the thing is that you have all of these other things. I'm really interested to see where that all comes to head because I have a feeling that the Thunderbolts are going to make an appearance in Captain America.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to lead up to.
Because I do think that people are going to assume that Captain America is gone. That we're not seeing. There's no more Spider-Man. There's no more Hawkeye. There are no more Avengers.
Doctor Strange is too big for this.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's seen Doctor Strange in years.
That's
We
true.
don't know where he is. He's been
The Hulk's
gone.
funny now. Doing stand-up comedy.
There you
If
go.
Marvel does that, I'm demanding.
They've already done a musical.
Yeah, Rogers the
yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
Miguel.
We need to add that to Disneyland.
We do.
They really do.
Oh, take over! What's playing in the theater in the Hyperion?
Nothing.
Then put it on there.
Honestly, I would love if they were like, oh, listen, Hyperion Theater now showing Rogers the musical. Dude, I would love it.
If
love
it happens, I'm gonna send a letter to Disney and be like, "We deserve
I need my
10%.
check.
Run me
I need
my money.
Hey, I need that money. I need that money now."
Put that money in my hand.
What I love,
Executive. I want if no money, executive producer. At least want the nerds to be executive producer.
Because
The Nerds Network.
because I think that's just a genius move in California Adventure.
It is.
How do you not have? How do you make a musical and not go? Should we put this in the park?
Yes.
should we put this in California
Should
Adventure?
we put this in California Adventure? Nah, it's fine.
All right, so let's
Right
wrap
next
this
to-
up.
It's right next to Avengers Land. Nah.
Let's
don't
wrap
need it.
this up. Miguel, do you have any final thoughts about anything that we talked about? Anything you want to put in there?
Well, I mean, we didn't really discuss Daredevil Born Again.
There's really nothing to
He gets
discuss.
Gets his yellow.
I just
really.
miss it. I miss that guy. I miss him. But I
he's
mean,
good.
in terms of like, where does he fit in all of this too?
I wouldn't be surprised because Jessica Jones and also Nick Cage are there. What about if Daredevil is, like Brian said, recruiting his own version of kind of like a team?
Yeah.
And that's why it's called Born Again. He's coming out, not necessarily, he's no longer like this in the darkness. He's a public hero.
They say it's not going to be related to the Netflix series, but I don't buy that one.
Why
No,
would you
it will
put-
be.
No, but
It should.
It
It
has
It's
has
gonna
to
be a requel.
because in all
Well, that's what
Agreed.
pisses me off about the whole like Daredevil. Oh yeah, look, Daredevil's part of the MCU. I'm like, wasn't he already?
Yeah,
was-
Yeah,
the
it was-
context
it was
of it. Yeah,
canon.
he was.
Yeah, he was already because
He's
they
a-
mentioned the incident in
Yeah.
New York.
So the funny thing about Daredevil is that he regressed, but it's better for him because he started out with his newer costume, which was great, and now we're getting his older costume, which is the yellow-red mix that he first started out with, but it's his improved costume.
because also in Luke Cage, they also mentioned the Hulk in Abomination destroying
And
Harlem.
Captain America.
Yeah.
They mention everybody. They
Yeah.
mention
Yeah,
flying
that's the
guys in
thing.
flying suits, guys with shields.
Yeah.
They don't refer to them as their names. Actually, Hulk is name dropped. I remember that. Hulk is name
no,
dropped.
because I remember Luke Cage mentions it because he literally destroyed Harlem.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, yeah, because
He broke Harlem.
Yeah, like he
broke
busted,
Harlem.
he busted Harlem. Like he hulked out.
He did the Harlem Shake.
Oh my
Damn.
god!
We're gonna have an edited clip where we're all just.
Any last thoughts before we close out the issue, guys?
There's a
yeah,
lot of. Go ahead.
I hate it when people just get overexcited about news that we already know.
Did we know about all this stuff?
Some
We
stuff,
can't-
yes.
I mean,
some stuff, yes.
It's not-
You
it's
guys
not a
broke
big
it
shock.
down.
It isn't.
Yeah.
No, I
Like-
mean we knew there was going to be a new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
We knew that Daredevil was showing up just because they've already shown Vincent D'Onofrio and also Charlie Cox inside of both Hawkeye and also inside of Multiverse of Spider-Man.
I think it's because we're getting names. We're getting the names.
We're
of
getting
these
official titles.
Yeah, that's the excitement because it feels more real. that Disney themselves is announcing them.
Yeah.
So they're not, oh, rumors is Disney is working on a Daredevil show, and rumor is Anthony Mackie has finally been called about Captain America 4.
Yeah.
So they're not rumors anymore.
What about if in Agatha, what was it, the Coven of Chaos?
By the way, wasn't it originally called House of Darkness?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
What about if, because of that, she is trying to bring the Scarlet Witch back?
Am
That
I
would
the
be
only
fun.
one that feels like that is completely no point?
It'd be a smart way to bring her back.
Because I can see her either trying to pull because I think that Scarlet Witch isn't necessarily in. I don't think she's dead. I think she's in hell.
Yeah.
Talking to Mephisto.
She's talking to Mephisto.
Mephisto confirmed.
I've never. Let's go. We've been talking about it since July. Since last July.
issue
a
like
year.
20.
For a year, we've been talking about Mephisto. He's showing up.
It's gonna happen. See what you started, Renee?
Yeah, well, that's what happens in the comic book. She talks to Mephisto, and then she gets her children back. And
I know,
they-
but why call it Coven of Chaos? Why call when it was already was it the
House of Darkness.
House of Darkness? Why call it that?
I don't know.
Unless you were trying to bring back that chaos magic.
More topics to discuss in later issues, I
Unless
guess.
there's a Disney movie called House of Darkness.
Probably.
That, honestly, somebody
Could have
probably
been
went.
coined already.
I would love it if somebody went up, if Feige put House of Darkness, and then somebody at Disney was like, we already got one.
We already got House of Darkness.
Like,
Kevin Feige's like, ugh. And then just let slip of like, oh yeah, like
it's almost like we're gonna have a lot of witches together, kind of like a coven, and they're all like worshiping Wanda.
it's chaos.
And it's chaos.
I mean, we
And then
should all
somebody's like,
worship
"Oh,
Wanda.
Coven of Chaos." He's like, "Get that man a suit."
And then we got Captain America 4, and then it's a new world now, and it's a new, just like how it was in Falcon Winter Soldier.
I would love it if I would love that so much. I would
Guys,
love
what
it
if we made a Daredevil series, but he's like born again? Oh,
There you go. Born again.
Are you a visual effects artist? Because we will treat you like crap.
Oh god. That's-
and we'll leave you for all the blame.
all right. Let's wrap up this issue.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on issue 107 of Keeping Up With the Nerds. Again, go check us out at our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com. Find us on YouTube if you're listening to us on an audio platform of your choosing. YouTube, once again, has all the content you need. You can see us visually for any of the visual gags. Not only that, but SDCC Week is jam-packed with a bunch of videos from us because Miguel and Adam went to San Diego Comic-Con. They've got some interviews and some vlogs in the works as well. We're going to be talking more in depth about things like The Walking Dead and their experiences in a separate video. You've got Our Real Addiction now doing Our Real Addiction live. So all of their stuff is going to be on YouTube as well if you want to see their new studio and how they're working and everything. So that's an interesting thing. Big stuff coming in August because you guys are going to be interviewing a special guest.
Yeah, that's all we're saying right now.
That's all you guys
All
should
we're
be saying.
All we
That's
can
all it
say.
is. But it is a very big one, which I'm surprised. Good job, both of you guys, for getting
We have a
that person.
backstory that we're explaining in that episode.
Good. No, as you guys should. So there's a lot of stuff to look forward to. All of that information can be found at keepingupwiththenerds.com. Follow us on our socials at Keeping Up With The Nerds on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and Our Real Addiction on Instagram, Twitter,
And YouTube.
but
Well,
that's Keeping
that's
Up With The
out,
Nerds, right? So it's all good. I think that about does it, right?
Yeah.
If
Really
you-
quick, guys.
Yes.
Tell us what you guys thought about our theories.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have a different idea? Give us your theories. Tell us who was right and who was wrong.
If you want more theories, we can do that.
And yeah, if you guys want more theories, let us know in the comments below.
We can make a whole another hour.
Yeah, we'll do a whole
YouTube
hour on
exclusive.
just theories. And you know what? We'll get a cork board. We will get a cork board. I swear. I have
editing?
one.
Who's editing?
Me
what?
and you.
I'm not saying add a cork. I'm not saying add a cork
No,
board.
I'm just saying who's going to edit those videos.
Oh, you.
And if they come out,
Yeah, if they come out.
Ah,
Promises a show and it never comes out.
Don't worry. Hey, don't worry. If I was editing that, they would have come out.
I'm going
Yeah.
to punch the both of
damn.
you. With that bombshell, let's wrap up this issue. Are we ready?
You want to go for another half hour?
No, we're done.
All right. Never mind.
Don't forget to check out Our Real Addiction, episode 73 coming out on
name
Thursday.
changed.
Did change, right?
5-hour podcast. Let's go.
Let's wrap this issue up after the feedback is over. Thank you. Nope. All right.
I would have laughed if that kept going.
This has been Keeping Up With The Nerds, issue 107. My name is Brian.
I'm I'm Adam.
Nick.
Renee.
Miguel.
Signing out from Under City Comics. We'll see you all next time. Peace.